Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, thanks for joining us, and we are concluding Genesis. Well, not today, but we're starting in the last chapter, and we're only going to do probably 3 episodes in this last chapter. We are going to read today Genesis 50, chapter 50, verses 1 through 14. And this is entitled today, Wow, What a Funeral. Okay, you're going to see the ceremony that went into burying Jacob. And you're like, wow, that's a huge ordeal, okay? Today, when we have a funeral, we have some people over. It might be, a few people. It might be, a lot of people. But this, you're going to see, it was a great big ceremony here. So let's read. Again, it's Genesis 50, verses 1 through 14. So follow along here. Joseph threw himself on his father and wept over him and kissed him. Then Joseph directed the physicians in his service to embalm his father Israel. So the physicians embalmed him, taking a full 40 days, for that was the time required for embalming, and the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days. Okay? Now, this is the first guy that's actually embalmed, in Genesis here, really. Okay? No one else was embalmed, and it was not something that Abraham did or anyone else did, because you pretty much buried the person like right away. But in Egypt, they had this the way of burying, and they embalmed the person. I won't go into all the details of that. You can look at all kinds of history stuff of how they did embalming. But anyway, they did this, and the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days. Okay, so he was really. This whole thing is going down because he was really held up as a hero in Egypt, not only with his family, but from the Egyptians, because he was the father of Joseph. All right. Verse 4, when the days of mourning had passed, Joseph said to Pharaoh's court, if I have found favor in your eyes, speak to Pharaoh for me. Tell him my father made me swear an oath and said, I am about to die. Bury me in the tomb I dug for myself in the land of Canaan. Now let me go up and bury my father, then I will return. Pharaoh said, go up and bury your father as he made you swear to do. So Joseph went up to bury his father. All the Pharaoh's officials accompanied him. Okay, the dignitaries of his court and all the dignitaries of Egypt, besides all the members of Joseph's household and the brothers and those belonging to his father's household. Only their children, their flocks, and their herds were left in Goshen. Chariots and horsemen also went up with him. It was a very large company. So, I'm going to stop there for a moment. This was, Joseph was held in high respect there, and he was necessary there. Pharaoh felt that Joseph was very necessary, so he sure didn't want him gone. And because now the whole family is there, and they're taking care of the herds and everything, they are also very necessary. So naturally, Pharaoh would not want to see them leave. Okay, so Joseph assures him that they're just going to bury. They're not going back to the promised land, which, the famine is over, so it would be reasonable for them to go back home. But Joseph assures him, hey, we're just going to bury my father. And he said, hey, we made a promise to him to do that. And so Pharaoh's like, yeah, go ahead and do it. You promised to do it, so go ahead and do it. All right. And to kind of show that they were actually coming back, they left their children and their flocks and everything there. It wasn't a big, didn't take all that stuff. But it was still a big procession because it was all the dignitaries, and dignitaries don't travel light and like put on a backpack and start walking there. No, it was chariots and everything else. All right, verse 10. When they reached the threshing floor of Atad near the Jordan, they lamented loudly and bitterly. And there Joseph observed a 7-day period of mourning for his father. When the Canaanites who lived there saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad, they said, the Egyptians are holding a solemn ceremony of mourning. That is why the place near the Jordan is called Abel Mizraim. So Jacob's sons did as he had commanded them. They carried him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave in the field of Machpelah, near Mamre, which Abraham had bought along with the field as a burial place from Ephron the Hittite. After burying his father, Joseph returned to Egypt together with all his brothers and all the others who had gone with him to bury his father. Okay, that's it. So, I've said Machpelah, a whole bunch here, and that was the cave where he was buried. You really won't hear of that again, except they most likely buried Joseph there. But that's it. Okay, no one. It's not. Not everybody went and got buried there, but these patriarchs did get buried there, and so it was a big. What I wanted you to see from this thing, it was a whole big ceremony because of the respect Jacob had, because he was Joseph's father. Okay, so hopefully when you die, not that you have a big ceremony, but that you're respected because of what you've done while you were here on earth. Okay, and so Jacob was respected, not because he had a bunch of sheep. Okay, he was respected because of his son Joseph, and that's why he was respected, and that's why they had this whole big ceremony. So just remember that today. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue concluding Genesis. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.